Good evening and welcome into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. This is the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. For the highest quality work and hassle-free customer service, let J&J take away your stress. That's J&J Truck and Auto Body on East Philadelphia Street in Rapid City. Mitchell post 18 and your post 22 Hardhats set to do battle. You're on the final game at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark of pool play on this Saturday evening. Of course, the playoff play and tomorrow. And this game, the results of how the games will be matched up tomorrow. Lineups being announced on the field. We'll talk about today's keys to the game. They're brought to you by Dakota Discount RV. Find the key to building lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. Take a look at their great selection of RVs at 2 locations. Dakota Discount RV is across from Cabela's and also on JB Road in Blackhawk. The Hardhats and key to this game against Mitchell is just continue doing what they've been doing, the winners of their last 8 games, and looking to continue that trend heading into the final day of the Veterans Classic tomorrow. National anthem to be sung, and we'll take a step aside right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. This is the continuation of the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. Now let's take a look at today's starting lineups built by Connect Home Center. Whether it's residential or commercial, Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumberyard since 1928. For the visitors, post 18 out of Mitchell, South Dakota, it's Seth Muth who leads things off. He's in center field, followed by the shortstop Dylan Solik. The third baseman Jonah Schmidt bats third, followed by the pitcher Jake Helloyd in the cleanup spot. Jace Larson, the second baseman, bats fifth. Peyton Mandel bats sixth. He plays first base. The catcher Landon Waddle bats seventh. The left fielder, Brock Sparks, bats 8th, and Carson Fahey, the right fielder, bats 9th for Mitchell. They face Dylan Marsh on the mound for the Hardhats. Jump into his numbers after the Hardhats lineup. That looks like this. Zeke Farley leads things off. He's in center field here tonight. Amarian Saylor bats second. He's at second base for the Hardhats. Designated hitter Wyatt Anderson bats third, followed by Hayden Holick at first base in the cleanup spot. Harrison Kidd plays right field. He bats fifth. Kai Jackson making the start at third base. He bats sixth. Riker Henney in left field. He bats seventh. Jake Solano, the catcher, bats eighth. And Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop, bats ninth for head coach Kelvin Torvey and the Hardhats here against Mitchell. Hardhats 3-0 here in pool play. Looking to continue their hot streak. Winners of their last 8 games, trying to make it 9. And in their last 10, they're 8-2. And team ERA over those last 10 games, a team ERA of 2.30. And they're batting just under 350 as a team at 349 over their last 10 as well. For Dylan Marsh on the mound this season, he's pitched in 11 innings. This is his third appearance and third start. A 2-0 record for Dylan Marsh. Has only allowed 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 7 walks, 6 strikeouts, 2 hit batters, and an ERA of under 1 at .64 for Dylan Marsh. His last outing came against Spearfish. He went all 7 innings against Spearfish, recorded the win, allowed just 1 hit. It was a complete game shutout for Dylan Marsh, allowing that 1 hit, no runs, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 hit batter. For Marsh on the mound, he's a right-hander, and the Hardhats take the field in their throwback uniforms. Blue tops with white letters across the chest reading Rapid City. Numbers on their right sleeve and numbers on their backs in white with a red trim. White pants to go along with those uniforms. On the other side for Mitchell, post 18 in all black uniforms. Black tops, black pants. Number on their back in black with yellow trim. And post 18 across the chest. And that black and yellow as well. Ceremonial tap of the Hardhats around Dylan Marsh. And we are just about set for game number 4 for the Hardhats here at the Veterans Classic, trying to move into the final day unbeaten. And trying to keep pace with Cheyenne. Now, if both Cheyenne and Rapid City finish 4-0 in pool play, and we go to the next tiebreaker, that's runs allowed per innings played. Marsh misses with a fastball for ball 1, and we are underway at 8:32 local Mountain Time, about a half hour later than originally scheduled for this game, as Marsh hits the top of the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike against Seth Muth. Some weather delaying the Pier and Bellevue game before this one. 1-1, breaking ball, just missed the inner edge. Now 2 balls and a strike. For about 15 minutes, everyone here at the ballpark was deciding whether they were even going to play that game just to keep things on schedule for the Hardhats game. Marsh misses downstairs, now the 3-1, misses down and away, ball 4. So Muth on base as the leadoff man here for Mitchell. So runner on first, nobody out. Here's Dylan Solek, the shortstop. Solek bats from the right side in the first pitch. A strike right below the letters. 0-1. Fastball from Marsh. Solek on the season batting .273. Post 18 has only played in 4 games this season. They're currently 2-2. As Solek fouls away the 0-1, go down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Currently 1-2 here at the Veterans Classic. No balls and 2 strikes on Solek. Marsh takes a peek at first, kicks and deals, and the fastball misses outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Just underway here in Rapid City. Scoreless, top of the first. Marsh working with Solano, who does the catching. Sets up, down and away, and that one ends up in the turf. Scooped behind the plate by Solano. Even count now 2-2. Set the defense behind Dylan Marsh. Riker Henney in left field. Zeke Farley in center field. Harrison Good in right field. And the infield after the 2-2 from Marsh. Down and away, ball 3. So now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Dylan Solek. Kai Jackson, the third baseman. Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop. Amarian Saylor at second base, and Hayden Holick at first base. And as you heard, Jake Solano behind the plate doing the catching. Payoff pitch. Fastball misses up and in on Solek. Back-to-back walks to start off this ball game for Dylan Marsh. Solano walks out to the mound to try and settle down his pitcher. Holick came in to offer some encouragement as well. Corners will be brought in from the Hardhats. And a big gap on the pole left side of the infield with Kiefer holding on the base runner at second. Now Jackson moves back and plays in line with the third base bag. Here's Jonas Schmidt. First pitch to Schmidt is a strike right above the knees, 0-1. Marsh ahead of the batter once again. 2 on, nobody out. Mitchell threatening here in the opening half inning of play. The 0-1, breaking ball, bouncer left side. A tough play for Wilson Kiefer. He fields and fires the first in time. That was the only play he had, and he made it look rather easy. 6-3 in the book. It goes down as a ground out, works as a pseudo sacrifice. As Muth heads for third, and Solek aboard second now. 2 ducks on the pond for Jake Helloyd, the Mitchell pitcher. He bats from the right side, righty on righty matchup. 1 out, runners on second and third. First pitch, breaking ball, called strike 1 on the outer edge on Helloyd, 0-1. Marsh already, this will be pitch number 15 of his outing. The 0-1, fastball downstairs, slightly between the legs of Solano, but right at his feet, and not far enough for Muth to come in and score. So a ball and a strike on Helloyd. Jace Larson on deck. Marsh a long look into Solano and sent at the chest. From the stretch, the 1-1. Breaking ball, called strike 2, outer edge. So a little bit more accurate with that breaking ball versus the fastball here tonight. At least to start for Dylan Marsh. The 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. A stop by Solano as it ended up in the turf. He slaps a tag on the backside of Helloyd. Give him a strikeout and a 2 unassisted for the second out, and a huge out at that. Here's Jace Larson. Larson, a right-handed bat, no batting gloves on that right side, all black bat. Bounces the man off his right shoulder. First pitch to Larson, popped up on the infield. Kai Jackson on the third base side, underneath of it, makes the grab, out number 3. And Dylan Marsh escapes the jam. Was nobody on, or 2 on and nobody out, and Mitchell fails to score. We are scoreless heading to the bottom of the first, and Hardhats to the bats for the first time after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Bottom of inning number 1. We're scoreless after 1/2 inning. Mitchell fails to score after having 2 on and nobody out after back-to-back leadoff walks. And a bouncer to short advanced those runners to third base. A strikeout and a pop out, the final 2 outs for Dylan Marsh on the mound as he escapes the jam in the first inning. Jake Helloy takes the mound for Mitchell post 18. And Helloy has not pitched this season just yet. Of course, post 18, just playing in 4 games, finishing up their high school season. They made it all the way to the state championship game where they were defeated by Lincoln. Much of those players on this post-18 club. Deep breath for Helloyd. Zeke Farley into the box on the right side, and Helloyd misses down and away for ball 1. Helloyd pretty much straight up on the rubber. Into the wind he goes. He kicks and deals the 1-0. Chop foul behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Zeke Farley coming into play in the Hardhats 8-game winning streak. Zeke Farley has hit in each one of them. He's on a 8-game hitting streak. And he looks at ball 2 way outside and downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Batting .474 Zeke Farley. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Heavy fastball that time from Helloyd. And it's an even count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 34 of Zeke's 37 hits, singles. Does have a double and 2 triples. The 2-2, strike 3, call it outer edge, and Farley goes down looking for out number 1. Here's Amarian Saylor. He too is on a 8-game hitting streak. Helloyd into the wind, and the first pitch to the right-handed bat of Saylor misses well outside, and back to the backstop for ball 1. Saylor, 32 hits and 77 at-bats. Good enough for a .416 average. And Saylor looks at ball 2, a little bit below the knees. 2 balls and no strikes. 20 singles, 5 doubles, 5 triples, and 2 home runs. Both were inside the park, in which Marian used all of his speed to get around the bases. The 2-0 misses outside. Now 3 balls and no strikes. Holick to Saylor. 1 out and nobody on for the Hardhats. Holick a deep breath. Now winds, kicks, deals, and a 3-0. Well outside. Saylor hustles down to first as that one ended up at the backstop. He's content right there. A 1-out base on balls. Lots of speed on first base now for the 3-bat of Wyatt Anderson. Designated hitter here tonight against Mitchell. Third baseman Schmidt brought in for Anderson, and he takes a fastball high for ball 1. Holick working out the stretch for the first time. A sizable lead for Amarian Saylor. Takes an extra half step and holds up there. The 1-0, a called strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Our home plate umpire this evening, Dan Getter, with Kurt Buchholz in the field. The 1-1. This is outside. Now 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 from Holick, and it's a strike on at the knees once again. Even count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saylor has not taken off just yet. Potentially here on the 2-2. Holick stares him down and now comes set at his chest. Gives a peek, and Anderson pops it up on the infield right side. The second baseman, Larson, makes the grab for out number 2. Now Hayden Holick. Two outs, a man on first. Scoreless bottom of the first. Post 18 and post 22. Holick bats from the right side, and he fouls away the first pitch from Holick. Back to the screen. 0-1. Holick looks in to Landon Waddle. Waddle sets up down and away. The 0-1, runner takes off for second. It's a high fastball to throw down way high, and it skips into center field, but backed up on the play. Seth Muth comes crashing in to back up that play. So Amarian Saylor in with a stolen bag. Runner in scoring position, 2 gone, a 1-1 count on Hayden Holick. And let's set the defense for Mitchell post 18. It's Brock Sparks in left field. Seth Muth, as you heard, in center field. Carson Fahey, the right fielder. Jonas Schmidt, third baseman. Dylan Solik, the shortstop. Holick pops it foul and out of play behind the plate. Jace Larson at second base. Peyton Mandel at first base. And Landon Waddle does the catching for Jake Holick on the mound. Holick in a 1-2 count, 2 outs, and a man on second base. Bounces the bat off his right shoulder, the 1-2, outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The winner of the 2 pools here in pool play each other Fitzgerald Stadium tomorrow. Holick looks at strike 3 at the knees and goes down with a backwards K for out number 3. So the Hardhats strand a base runner at second base, and we are scoreless after 1 inning of play. Back in a moment. Mitchell coming to bat for the second time after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Top of inning number 2, we're scoreless. Mitchell sent 5 to the plate against Dylan Marsh. Stranded runners at second and third. Marsh able to get out of the jam. Here's Peyton Mandel, the first baseman, a righty-on-righty matchup in an open stance on that right side. Marsh winds, kicks, deals, and misses down and away for ball 1. Hardhats had 1 base runner, and it was Marion Saylor who was stranded at second base in their opening half inning. Bouncer right back to Marsh. The underhand flips it to Holick in timeout number 1. Here's Landon Waddell. Straight up, shoulder width stance on the right side. And the first pitch misses high and tight for ball 1, a fastball from Marsh. The post 18 catcher. This is just his 8th at-bat, no hits. Marsh misses inside, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 fastball across the knees called strike 1, so 2 balls and a strike. Straight up defense for the Hardhats, nobody on, 1 out. The 2-1 chopper to short. Wilson Kiefer up on a couple of hops, the low throw, back big play by Holick. And he scoops it on the back end for out number 2. A backhanded scoop by Hayden Holick. Saves an error. 6-3 in the book. Here's Brock Sparks. No batting gloves on the right side. Another righty-on-righty matchup. Marsh delivers and misses up and away, ball 1. 2 outs, nobody on. Marsh now working slowly out of the stretch. Seen him go to that against Spearfish as well. Bouncer up the middle, fielder to his left. Wilson Kiefer, a high throw, pulls Holick off the bag. And Sparks reaches on a 2-out E6. Plenty of speed for Brock Sparks, and that might have been what rushed Wilson Kiefer. Either way, it's a 2-out base runner. Brings up Carson Fahey, and a check on the runner at first. He dives back in. Scoreless top of the second. Marsh set, sidesteps and deals and misses inside for ball one on Fahey. Carson Fahey, 3 hits and 8 at-bats. A couple of runs batted in as well. The 1-0, a line drive, base hit in the left center field, cut off by Henny. Sparks heads for third, and the throw comes into second, and now a runner caught in the rundown. Here comes the runner to the plate, but is tagged out in between first and second. No run because the out came before Sparks crossed the plate. So a base running mistake saves a run, and we are still scoreless through 1.5. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. For the bottom of inning number 2, we're scoreless on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, post 18 and post 22. Mitchell and Rapid City, these two in-state foes, familiar with each other. Played each other last season at the Veterans Classic as well. And the Hardhats beat Post 18 10-2 with the 8-run roll. Two drastically different teams playing this season. First pitch to Harrison Good, misses down and away, ball 1. Fastball from Jake Helloy. Harrison Good bats from the right side, waving the bat behind his head. The 1-0 is a strike gone right above the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Leadoff man here for the Hardhats in the second. Lloyd winds, kicks, deals, and hits the inside edge this time. At the belt, 1 and 2. Now the 1-2 wind. And a breaking ball misses down and away, even count 2-2. Harrison Good on the season. 20 hits and 70 at-bats, good enough for a .286 average. The 2-2 fouled straight back and out of play. Count remains 2-2. The 2-2 once again, breaking ball, swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Jake Helloyd. It's the first out here in the second, and 3rd overall strikeout for Jake Helloyd. Here's Kai Jackson, a left-handed bat. Line up against Helloyd. First pitch to the lefty, misses outside for ball 1. Kai Jackson, 8 hits and 13 at-bats. The 1-0 Down and away, ball 2. He's batting .615 in limited at-bats this season. It's the start at the hot corner of third base here against Mitchell. The 2-0, high fastball swung on and missed. Now 2 balls and a strike. Lloyd winds, kicks, deals, and the 2-1. Strike 2, caught on the outer edge. 2-2. 1 out, nobody on. Lloyd shakes off a sign, a deep breath, and into the wind. And ball 3. Misses inside. A little bit of a groan from the Mitchell supporters. Payoff pitch now, Lloyd to Jackson, and misses down and in, ball 4. So a 1 out base runner via the walk, just as the Hardhats had in the first inning. Brings up Riker Henny. And he gets the start in left field tonight for the Hardhats. First plate appearance here at the Veterans Classic. Super senior Riker Henny, and the first pitch fouled straight back to the screen, 0-1. Henny loves to go after the first pitch. No balls and a strike. The 0-1 is a called strike 2 on the outer edge. No balls and 2 strikes. Lloyd to Henny. 1 out, a runner on first. Mitchell in double play depth. The 2-strike pitch down and away with a breaking ball. Skipped away from the catcher, just up by his feet to the right. Ball and 2 strikes, the count. And Lloyd wants a new baseball. And we got a little wet from the wet turf. Saw some rain this afternoon. It's cleared off for a nice night for baseball. Right at the 9 o'clock hour mark. Your local Mountain Time. The 1-2 to Henny, fouled straight back to the screen. Count remains 1-2. We've seen Henny battle at the plate in his 2 years here with the Hardhats. The 1-2, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Jake Lloyd. It's out number 2 here in the second. Number 4 overall for Lloyd. Now Jake Solano. The catcher bats here in the 8th spot. Runner on first and 2 gone. Scoreless, bottom of the second rather. Lloyd set after a peek at Jackson. Sidesteps and delivers, and a fastball up and in. The Solano bends out of the way of. 1 ball and no strikes. Lloyd set once again for the 1-0 and misses the outer edge. 2 balls and no strikes. Solano, 6 hits and 36 at-bats. 4 singles and 2 triples. Lloyd adjusting his shoelace. And wanted a new baseball and ended up rolling past him on the turf on the throwback. The 2-0 outside. Now 3 balls And no strikes on Jake Solano. Runner on first, 2 gone. And a 3-0. Outside and low, ball 4. Solano draws a 2-out walk. Puts runners on first and second now. Wilson Kiefer, the new batter. Third baseman Jonas Schmidt came in to chat with Holick just a few moments and quickly jogs back to his third base spot. First pitch to Kiefer. Strike right across the knees, 0-1. Wilson Kiefer in the 9th spot. 14 hits and 48 at-bats. And he swings through a fastball on the 0-1. Down the count, he goes 0-2. Hitting just under 300 at 292. The 0-2 sticks his bat head out in front of it and fouls it away right side out of play. Stay alive here. Still Jackson at second, Solano at first. Outfield playing a deep right field. Outside of that, fairly shallow and a high fastball. Swing and a miss. Kiefer goes down swinging, so 3 strikeouts and 2 walks as Holick strikes out the side in the second. Back for the third after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail broadcast booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Top of inning number 3, no runs to speak of just yet. We're scoreless after 2. Dylan Marsh back to the mound to face the post-18 lineup the second time around. Top of the order and Seth Muth to lead things off. Mitchell started this ball game with back-to-back walks, Muth and Solek. And Marsh was able to get out of the first inning jam. Working solely out of the stretch now. As he comes set, the first pitch to Muth is a strike going above the knees, 0-1. Muth, 2 hits and 12 at-bats. A breaking ball misses a touch high. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Down and away. Another breaking ball that time from Marsh. Light shining brightly here on a late night at the ballpark. And the 2-1, a line drive, blooper into center field. Zeke Farley runs over, he can't get there. Backed up on the play, Harrison good. And it's down for first hit of the ball game for Mitchell. Muth is 1 for 1. So Muth aboard first. Here's Dylan Solik, and the first pitch, a hard bouncer off of Kai Jackson. It rolls up the left field line, and Muth ends up at third base. Solik to second on what will be scored, most likely a double. That's why it's called the hot corner, and a hit off of the leg of Kai Jackson. He looks to be all right. It's runners on second and third, nobody out. It's a hit up on the scoreboard. We'll see how the official scorekeeper rolls it. Either way, it'll be Jonah Schmidt at the plate. First pitch, breaking ball, called strike 1. It is ruled a double for Dylan Solik. Righty on righty, Schmidt bounced to short his first time, the 0-1. A little blooper to center field, left center field, and Farley back. He makes the grab out number 1. The throw comes in, it's cut off, and Mitchell takes the lead in this ball game. It's 1-0 post 18 on a sacrifice fly from Jonah Schmidt. Now Jake Helloyd. 1-0 Mitchell. Runner on second and 1 gone. Marsh comes set. Peek at second, side steps and deals, and Helloyd looks at a first pitch fastball inside ball 1. The 1-0, breaking ball outside, 2 balls and no strikes. 1-0 post 18. Here in the top of the third. Long look in from Marsh to Solano. Set for the 2-0. Double takes to second, kicks and deals. And the 2-0, a slow chopper to Kiefer at short. He fires the first in time, out number 2. Solik advances to third on the ground out. Here's Jace Larson. Popped out behind third, and Kai Jackson is first time up. First pitch, a slow chopper to the aforementioned Jackson. On a hop, he fires the first in time, out number 3. But Mitchell takes the opening lead of this ball game, 1-0 after 2.5. Hardhats try and counter after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore has provided a full range of legal services for over 40 years in Rapid City. As one of the largest and highly respected law firms in western South Dakota and multi-state region, our expert team of diversified attorneys offer a very personalized style of legal representation. Whether it's support and recommendations with legal documents or the strongest proponent in a court of law, trusting who you hire as your advocate is vital in achieving the best results. Contact the experienced professionals today at Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore Attorneys at Law.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. We head to the bottom of inning number 3, 1-0 the Mitchell lead after the opening run of this contest in the top half of this third inning. It was a sacrifice fly off the bat of Jonah Schmidt. A single and a double to lead off that inning. And in the sacrifice fly, a ground out to short and a ground out to third against Dylan Marsh. Jake Helloyd has looked very good against the Hardhats. No hits yet for the Hardhats, and Zeke Farley steps in for the second time through the lineup. Top of the Hardhats lineup. Helloyd, a deep breath, into the wind he goes, and misses downstairs for ball 1. Farley struck out looking his first try. The 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Helloyd winds, kicks, deals in the 2-0. A fastball across the belt, 2 balls and a strike. 1-0 Mitchell on 3 hits against Dylan Marsh and Hardhats air. 2-1, fly ball down the right field line, hooking foul, and it reaches out of play. So an even count. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. The 2-2. Swing and a miss on a high breaking ball. Farley goes down swinging. Second strikeout for him here against Helloyd. That's out number 1 in the third. Helloyd has struck out 6 Hardhats. 5 the first time through the lineup, and now 6 through his first 10 batters face. First pitch, strike calling at the knees on Amarian Saylor, 0-1 the count. Saylor drew a walk in the first. Stole second base and was stranded there. And a slow bouncer to Helloyd. He fields and fires to first in time, out number 2. Helloyd fielding his position, coming off the mound to his right. Now Wyatt Anderson. Helloyd winds, kicks, deals. The first pitch to Anderson. Strike called, nope, outside, ball 1. Into the wind and the 1-0. Line drive, a little blooper into right center field. It hangs up into the glove of Seth Muth. And he makes a grab out number 3. So the Hardhats go down in order, and they trail 1-0 heading to the 4th. Back in a moment. You're listening to Post 22 Hardhats Baseball on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. We head to the top of the fourth. Dylan Marsh still on the mound, and the Hardhats trailing 1-0. Hardhats would love to have a chance at the championship game tomorrow. But first, they have to win here tonight. Trailing 1-0 to start the fourth, and it's Peyton Mandel. And he looks at strike one, a fastball from Marsh. Mandel bounced back to the pitcher his first time. So he's 0 for 1. The 0-1 from Marsh, a breaking ball that just spiked in the turf. Even count now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Leadoff man here for Mitchell, inning number 4. The 1-1, fastball high and tight, and Mandel ducks out of the way of that one. 2 balls and a strike. I saw post 6 out of Cheyenne in attendance for this game. 2-1, inside edge called strike 2. Even count now on Mandel. 2-2. Here it is, the 2-2 fouled away, back and out of play. Mandel stays alive. Marsh comes set, another 2-2, and here it is, the breaking ball played off by Mandel, down and away. Now 3-2, the payoff coming. Payoff, and it's a bouncer up the middle, sliding stop by Kiefer, and he bobbles it, trying to come to his feet. It'll be most likely an infield single for Peyton Mandel. It's a hit on the scoreboard. And Kiefer just a really nice play to keep that from going into center field. Sliding to his left. So Marsh looks in for his first pitch against Landon Waddell. And Marsh misses downstairs, blocked by Solano. 1 ball, no strikes. Just the 4th pitcher used for the Hardhats here in this tournament. The 1-0 as Waddell squares the bunt and bunts it foul right by the Mitchell dugout. Signs flashed by Coach Norton down at third. Arshan on the head, he comes set. And the 1-1, Waddell squares the bunt, and it's a fair ball bobbled by the catcher Solano, and everyone will be safe. Right in front of the catcher. And an E2 to allow Waddell to reach. So once again, Mitchell has runners on first and second, nobody out. This has become a trend in 3 of the first 4 innings. That's exactly what Mitchell has had. And next batter scores the bunt and bunts it off of himself, foul. Kind of a late signal foul, but he was still in the batter's box, so it is a foul ball. That's Brock Sparks Plenty of speed from Sparks. He beat out an error. His first time up. A wild throw by Kiefer at short. Corners in, expecting bunt once again. Here's the 0-1. Sparks squares the bunt, offers at it, and now the throw down to second, and now to third, as the runner just took off for third and dives in safely. Mandel ends up there. Solano tried to catch Mandel. Off the base, and Mandel shaken up a little bit at third base. So runners on the corners, still nobody out, an 0-2 count on Brock Sparks. Now the head from Marsh, and a check on first. Waddell dives back in. Signs relayed from the dugout to Solano, Solano to Marsh. Set in the 0-2, breaking ball, backhand scoop by Solano. Save a run. A ball and 2 strikes to count now on Sparks. 0 for 1 reached on that error. The 1-2 from Marsh. Outside, even count now, 2-2. Marsh reeling a little bit. That was pitch number 53. Now the head and comes set for his 54th. The 2-2 runs inside and hits it. Bases loaded, nobody out. And Coach Clapperidge out in the dugout asked for time. Entire Hardhats infield comes to the mound around Marsh. Bases loaded, nobody out, and Mitchell threatening to break open this ball game. They lead things 1-0. That lone run came in the third inning. Now Marsh sitting at 54 pitches. Have to find a way to pitch out of a jam. Mound visit over. And Clapperidge back to the dugout. Marsh stays in this ball game. No one warming in the bullpen for the Hardhats. Carson Fahey, the 9-bat, is the new batter. Holick playing in front of the base runner at first. Jackson playing in line with the third base bag. First pitch to Fahey. Inside, ball 1. Fahey singled his first try. Was out trying to advance to second. The 1-0, a strike right above the knees. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Handle at third, Waddell at second, and Sparks at first. The 1-1, inside, 2 balls and a strike. There's nowhere to put Fahey. Aces full of black Mitchell jerseys. And the 2-1, breaking ball down and away. 3-1 now. Marsh has to dial it in here. Twirls the baseball behind his back as he looks into Solano. Comes set. And a 3-1. Popped up foul out of play. 3-2 now. Very nice crowd on hand for this Saturday night contest. Hardhats performing well in this Veterans Classic. Payoff. Marsh to Fahey. And misses downstairs, ball 4. Bases loaded walk. Brings in a run. It's 2-0 Mitchell. The base is still full. Nobody out. Top of the order now for post 18. And Seth Muth. He's 1 for 1, a single, a run scored, and a walk. And Muth looks at a called strike right above the knees. Fastball from Marsh. Long inning so far for the Hardhats defensively. The 0-1, breaking ball down and away. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the hit from Marsh. Set in the 1-1. Fastball outer edge called strike 2. Base is still full for post 18. Black batting gloves for Seth Muth. And an open stance. The 1-2. Breaking ball, a little bouncer to Jackson. He fires the second for 1. They go to first. It's not in time. They only get the 1 out. And it's 3-0 Mitchell. As Muth beats out the fielder's choice. Waddell scores on the play. Sparks to third. Fahey out at second. And it brings up Dylan Solek. 1 for 1, a double, and a walk. 3-0 Mitchell. The first pitch to Solek. A high fly ball to deep left center field. Long run for Farley. Still going back. He makes the grab. No, it's off his glove and it rolls up against the wall. 1 run comes in to score and held up at third as Solek has another hit, at least for the moment. It looked like it was off the glove of Zeke Farley, battling the lights and the dark sky. Either way, it's 4-0 Mitchell. And now, I believe Jude Sears trotting down to the bullpen for the Hardhats. So I called strike 1 on Jonah Schmidt. Is ruled a double for Solek. A 1 line drive, base hit in the left field in front of Riker Henny. 1 run comes in to score. Here comes Solek to the plate. The throw is on line, and out at the plate is Dylan Solek. It's an RBI single for Jonah Schmidt, and it's 6-0 or 5-0 Mitchell. Hardhats do gain the second out. Schmidt advanced to second on the throw. Very nice throw in left field from Riker Henny. Right on target as Solano slaps the tag on Solek. 1-0 the count on Jake Helloyd. Runner on second, 2 gone. And this one popped into right field. A long run for Harrison Good. That ball's back. It's deep and it's gone. Jake Helloyd goes opposite field, and it's a home run over the right field wall. 2-run shot. And Mitchell extends their lead. It's 7-0. For Jake Helloyd, that's his second home run of the season. And a bouncer up the middle, fielded by Amarian Saylor. He fires the first in timeout number 3, but a big inning for Mitchell. They score 6, and it's 7-0 post 18 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Hardhats the bat after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. 7-0, the Mitchell lead, and Jake Helloyd helps himself out. A 2-run shot in that 6-run inning as he retakes the mound. Already 6 strikeouts for Helloyd and has not allowed a hit against the Hardhats. Across the parking lot at Pete Lean Field. Post 320 gets the victory over Plattsmouth, Nebraska, 12-4. And Plattsmouth was undefeated going into that ball game. Holick looks at a called strike 1 as leadoff man here in the 4th. The 0-1, breaking ball down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Or my mistake, Plattsmouth now 2-2. They came into today 2-0. Called strike on Holick, a ball and 2 strikes on the Hardhats first baseman. Went down looking his first try against Helloyd. He winds, kicks, deals in the 1-2, misses down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 to Holick. Outside edge, called strike 3. Helloyd paints a fastball on the outer black. And 2 backwards Ks written next to Hayden Holick. 7th strikeout for Jake Helloyd. And he is dealing tonight for Mitchell. First pitch on Harrison Good, a fastball called strike 1. right across the belt. Good. Looks at a called ball, 1 outside. So 2 teams in the Pete Lean pool sit at 3-1. And 320 has an opportunity to try and make it a 3-way tie at 3-1 with the final game of the night against the 406 Flyers out of Billings, Montana. 2 balls and a strike on Harrison Good. Lloyd missed a touch outside. Now the head. Into the wind he goes, and the 2-1 fouled back to the screen, 2-2. Just one really solid contact at bat against Jake Lloyd. It was a fly ball to center field off the bat of Wyatt Anderson. The 2-2. Breaking ball called strike 3. Back-to-back backwards Ks. And 8th overall for Lloyd. Kai Jackson, the new batter. 2 outs and nobody on. Lloyd winds, kicks, deals, and the first pitch outside edge called strike 1. Jackson walked his first opportunity at the plate. The 0-1 foul back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Lloyd winds, and the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down, and Lloyd strikes out the side in the 4th. 9th overall for Jake Lloyd. And we head to the 5th. 7-0 Mitchell. After this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. New arm on the mound for the Hardhats. It'll be Jude Sears in the throwback uniforms. Jude Sears wearing number 41. 7-0 Mitchell here to start the 5th. They sent all 9 men to the plate in that 4th inning, in which they scored 6 runs. Peyton Mandel to lead things off against Sears. Sears a right-hander. He works solely on the stretch on the far first base side of the rubber. Set at his chest, kicks and deals, and the first pitch fastball called strike 1 at the knees. No balls and a strike. Mandel 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. That single coming in the big 4th inning. The 0-1, a little flare right side out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. So Dylan Marsh finishes his day. 4 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, only 4 earned runs. 1 strikeout and 3 walks, and also hit a batter. Through 70 pitches, the 0-2, breaking ball just laid off by Mandel. A ball and 2 strikes now. The right-hander set on the mound, a high leg kick and the 1-2. Fly ball, center field. Zeke finally to his right. He's underneath of it, makes a squeeze on it for out number 1. Here's Landon Waddell. Jude Sears on the season. This is his 6th appearance. He's pitched in 6 innings. As he misses high with a fastball on Waddell, who's 0 for 2, reached on air and scored a run. The 1-0, swing and a miss, even count now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Over those 6 innings for Jude Sears. Does have a save in 1 opportunity. 5 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned runs. A breaking ball called strike 2. Hooked back across the plate. 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. A 3.50 ERA. The 1-2. Breaking ball, a fly ball right field. Long run for Harrison Good. He's underneath of it now and makes the catch as he backs up with his heels ending up on the warning track. That's out number 2. Now Brock Sparks bats from the right side. Hit by a pitch in the big 4th inning. Scored a run. Reached on an error before that. So just 0 for 1. 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch to Sparks, misses high. Ball 1. The 1-0. And swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sears losing his hard hat after just about every pitch. Lots of motion with the high leg kick and exploding as he delivers another fastball, swung on and missed. 1 and 2. Very explosive arm for Sears. The 1-2. Breaking ball laid off by Sparks. 2s across the board, nobody on. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 gone. Sears ready and the 2-2. Breaking ball down and away. Now 3 and 2. Payoff pitch upcoming. Jude Sears to Brock Sparks. Here it is, the payoff. A chopper up the middle. Fielded on a couple hops by Kiefer. A strong throw. Back pick play by Holick. He scooped it on the back end. And that's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down go Mitchell in their half of the 5th. The Hardhats trying to make a comeback, trailing 7-0, heading to the bottom half of this 5th inning. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Jake Helloyd back to the mound, and why not? He has not allowed a hit. Just 3 base runners allowed, all walks for Helloyd. And Mitchell Bose 18 leads 7-0 over the Hardhats. Trying to get something, anything going against Helloyd. It's in the bottom of the 5th inning now. Helloyd will start this inning at 67 pitches, so plenty pitches to work with. And with the Hardhats being no hit right now, there has been 2 no-hitters thrown in this 2022 Veterans Classic, both by Cheyenne Post 6. First pitch to Riker Henny, swung on and missed on the fastball, 0-1. Coulter McAnally threw a no-hitter today. The 0-1 misses high, 1 ball and 1 strike. That was against Pierre today. Going through 5 innings. The 1-1 misses down and away with a breaking ball, 2 balls and a strike. And Bradley Feeser threw a no-hitter yesterday for Cheyenne Post 6. The 2-1 strike across the knees, inner edge, even count, 2-2. Helloyd into the wind. Kexon deals the 2-2, down and away, another breaking ball to Henny. Payoff pitch now. Hardhats need base runners at this point. Any way possible to get on base. We'll love some hits, but a walk would at least start something. The 3-2, swing and a miss, and Henny goes down swinging, the 10th strikeout for Jake Helloyd. Out number 1 in the 5th. Here's Jake Solano. Tap of the plate on the right side. Solano walked his first time. And the first pitch, strike called right across the belt, 0-1. The 0-1, and a strike 2 at the knees this time. No balls and 2 strikes. Quickly up in the count, Helloyd once again, the 0-2. Low flare right side out of play. Solano sticks the bat head out in front and stays alive. 1 out, nobody on, 7-0, the Mitchell lead. Another 0-2, here it is, and the breaking ball misses high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 7 runs on 6 hits for Mitchell. And Solano stays alive, spoiling another. 2 big errors by the Hardhats defensively in that column. Into the wind and the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Another strikeout for Jake Helloyd. That's number 11. And going back to last inning, that's the 5th straight strikeout. Here's Wilson Kiefer, strikeout victim, his first time at the plate. Trying to do something different here. And the first pitch, swing and a miss. Into the wind and the 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Holick likes the sign from Waddell. The 1-1, breaking ball downstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Kiefer, in yesterday's last ball game, a double, a sack bunt. He swings through a high fastball to even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another 2-2 to Wilson Kiefer, and it's a bouncer right side. Fielded by Jace Larson. He fires the first low throw, and it skips in. Kiefer reaches on an error. Just a 4th base runner in this ball game for the Hardhats. This a 2-out error. Charge to the second baseman, Larson. Just kind of spiked that one. Made it a tough play for Peyton Mandel at first. Top of the order now, and the 3rd time through the lineup. Zeke Farley. Pair of strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging against Holick. 2 outs, man on first. First pitch, check swing on a high fastball. The appeal, and yes he did, says our field umpire, Kurt Buchholz. So no balls and a strike on Farley. The 0-1, outside, nope, called strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes now on Farley. Runner on first and 2 gone. Hardhats trailing 7-0. The 0-2, and a swing and a miss. Farley goes down swinging. 11 strikeouts for Holick. We head to the 6th after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Top of inning number 6, and a 7-0 ball game on our State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. It's Hardhats 0, Mitchell Post 18, 7. Jude Sears back to the mound for his 2nd inning of work. He sat down Mitchell in order in the 5th. Leadoff man is Carson Fahey. 9-1-2 for Mitchell. Fahey watches ball 1 miss high. Sears kicks and deals, and the 1-0 called strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Our fastball from Sears. The 1-1, fastball high, 2 balls and a strike now. Sears ready, and the 2-1. Strike across the belt, even count 2-2. Fahey, Muth, and Solik. 3 scheduled for the 6th for Mitchell. The 2-2, breaking ball inside. Just missed that inner edge. We're right at 10 o'clock local mountain time. The payoff from Sears and fouled off the mitt of Solano. Fahey stays alive. Here's the payoff. And Sears misses high with the fastball, ball 4. So leadoff walk. Fahey draws his 2nd walk of the ball game. He remains 1 for 1, a single way back in the 2nd. Runner on first, nobody out. Top of the order in Seth Muth. Muth scores the bunt, drops it down. Sears fires the first in time. The sacrifice works. Fahey up to 2nd. Muth out on the sacrifice bunt. One out, man at 2nd, and now Dylan Solik. 2 doubles and a walk for Solik. So he's 2 for 2. Open stance on the right side and a faked move to 2nd for Jude Sears. Fahey gains his lead at 2nd, Kiefer holding him on. First pitch to Solik, fouled straight back to the screen, 0-1. Solik coming into play. Just 3 hits in 11 at-bats. Single, a double, and a home run. The 0-1 bounces off the play block by Solano. 1 ball, 1 strike. So that average creeps up for Solik. Sears a long look into Solano with the runner on 2nd, and now Sears wants to chat with Solano. Different signs with the runner looking in. Just in the bottom of the 1st inning over at Pete Lean. And Post 320 leads Post 406, 1-0 in the bottom of the 1st. Sears kicks and deals the 1-1 called, strike 2. Breaking ball called on Solik. Now 1-2, 1 out, man on 2nd base. The 1-2 bounces in the turf, blocked by Solano. Even count 2-2. Solano flashes the signs, and Sears set. Peek at 2nd, the 2-2. Fastball high, Solik laid off of it. Thought about going after it. Payoff misses well high for ball 4. Holick draws a 1-out walk. 2 walks in this inning for Jude Sears. That's the 2 base runners. 1 out, and now the 3 back of Jonas Schmidt. He's 1 for 2, a single, a run scored, a sacrifice fly with the RBI, and a ground out to short. Sears comes set, and the first pitch to Schmidt. Bouncer right side, past the gap into right field. Harrison Good comes up throwing, and it's cut off as Fahey is held up at third base. It's a single for Jonas Schmidt, his second hit of the ball game. Holick to second, Fahey to third. And now Jake Helloy. A 2-run bomb his last trip to the opposite field over the right field fence. Harrison Good takes a few steps back, now realizing that it is Helloy. First pitch from Sears misses high, ball 1. Two balls and no strikes as Sears misses high. Bases full once again for Mitchell, leading 7-0. If they gain the eighth run, the Hardhats will be down to their final 3 outs to try and score a run. Sears misses down and away, 3-0. Set and the 3-0. Fastball outside. And Helloy draws a bases loaded walk, and that is the 8th run to come across for Mitchell. Fahey scores. Holick to third, Schmidt to second, Helloy at first. One ball, no strikes the count now on Jace Larson. Breaking ball called a strike on Larson. He's 0 for 3, a pair of groundouts to 1 to third, 1 to second, and a pop out to third. Sears likes the sign and the 1-1. Line drive, backhanded stop off the glove of Amarian Saylor. Here comes 2 runs to the plate, and the throw comes into third, not in time. And it's 10-0 Mitchell. A 2-run error. E4 in the book. Holick and Schmidt score. Helloy to third, so runners on the corners for Peyton Mandel. And that first pitch missed outside for ball 1. Nothing Mitchell here in the top of the 5th. The 1-0 breaking ball called a strikeout or edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seven hits, 3 errors for the Hardhats. Defensively, 7 hits for Mitchell. The 1-1 Breaking ball outside. 2 balls and a strike. Oh, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count. The 1-2. Chopper left side, fielded by Kai Jackson. The throw across and past Holick at first and up on the right field line. Runner being sent around third. The throw comes in and 2 more runs coming to score on that play. And it's 12-0. Mitchell. Another error, this time on the third baseman, Kai Jackson. A drastically different ball game here tonight. Last night, the Hardhats swept the doubleheader. First pitch breaking ball on Landon Waddell. Called strike 1, outer edge. 12-0 our score. Runner on first, 1 out. Sears sidesteps and deals, and it's a called strike 2. Another breaking ball from Sears. Snowballs and 2 strikes. Waddell 0 for 3, reached on an error and scored a run. The 0-2 misses up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Sears set in the 1-2. Breaking ball misses high. 2-2. All the momentum that the Hardhats had coming into tonight erased. Started this game 3-0. Mitchell vying for their second win. And that one hit Waddell. Runners on first and second. And here comes Coach Clapperidge out of the dugout once again. Bring the entire infield in, and a signal to Harrison Good in right field. We'll have a pitching change. Hardhats trailing 12-0 in the top of the 6th. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. We're still in the top of the 6th inning. It's 12-0 Mitchell. 5 runs in the 6th inning, 4 in the 4th inning. And Mitchell scored 6 runs after leading 1-0 after 3. Jake Helloyd, the starter for Mitchell, has no hit the Hardhats so far and has not given up even very many balls that have got in play fair contact. Harrison good to the mound, the right-hander. Works out the stretch, 2 on, 1 out. First pitch, outside ball 1, the fastball from Good. So the new right fielder, my guess, is Riker Henny moves over there. Judd Jensen, presumably, to left field. The 1-0 chopper back to Harrison Good on the mound, and no one covering third base. And Good wanted to underhand flip for the force at third, but no one was covering. So Brock Sparks reaches on what would just be a fielder's choice, even though it did not result in an out. First pitch now to Carson Fahey. He led off this inning, and it's a called strike 1, a fastball. The 0-1, down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases full for Mitchell. Couple of errors in this inning for the Hardhats. The 1-1, breaking ball, runs inside. Just about hit Fahey. Two balls and a strike, Good to Fahey. Here it is. And it's a fastball downstairs, now 3-1. Nowhere to put him. Bases full. Here's the 3-1 from Harrison Good. And it misses downstairs, ball 4. So another bases loaded walk. That brings in a run. It's the 6th run in this inning, and 13-0 the Mitchell lead. Mandel scores. Waddell to third, Sparks to second, and Fahey at first. Here's Seth Muth. These guys won shallow center field, long run for Zeke Farley. It's the second baseman, Amarian Saylor, making the grab. That's just out number 2. And now Dylan Solek. 2 walks and 2 doubles. For Solek, he's 2 for 2. And a run scored. Bases still full, 2 gone. 13-0, post 18. First pitch, breaking ball well outside for ball 1. Good looks into Solano, comes set, kicks and deals a 1-0, down and away, and it goes back to the backstop. Mitchell will not try and score. Already leading by 13 runs. No reason to run it up anymore, unless given hits. 2 balls and no strikes on Solek. Good kicks and deals the 2-0. Fastball called strike right above the knees. Two balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1, and it misses down and away. 3-1 now. Still nowhere to put him. Good kicks and deals to 3-1. Swing and a miss. A big swing and a miss from Holick. Now 3-2. The payoff with the bases loaded. Good luck's the sign. He comes set. 2 outs. Here's the payoff, and it's strike 3 caught on the outer edge. Out number 3. Backwards K for Harrison. Good. Mitchell puts up 6 more runs, and they lead 13-0 heading to the bottom of the 5th. Back in a moment after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Well, folks, this is not the ball game that the Hardhats hope for in the final game of pool play. Coming into this ball game 3-0, trailing, heading to the bottom of the 5th, 13-0 to Mitchell. And the Mitchell club then is looking for their 2nd win here in Rapid City. And 3rd overall on the Young Legionnaire for post 18. Jake Helloyd back to the mound. He's got a no-hitter, and not to say the broadcaster's jinx, but Jake Helloyd has looked very good. Definitely their ace on the mound. And stowed away and saved exactly for this ball game against Post 22. The Hardhats, that's nothing new. Historically, the Hardhats a very good team, and why not would they get their opponent's ace, even in tournaments? First pitch called strike on Amari and Saylor. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Hardhats. Down in their final 3 outs, barring a massive comeback. Saylor chops it back to Helloyd on the mound, and he fires the first in time, out number 1. Helloyd almost was able to tag Saylor. So 1-3 goes Saylor. Here's Wyatt Anderson. Actually, Alex Dietrich. And Dietrich looks at a called strike right below the belt. 0-1. The 0-1, a chopper right side, fielded on a snag by Mandel. He takes it to the first base bag himself. 3 unassisted for out number 2. Now Hayden Holick. Rough outing tonight for Hayden Holick. Has had to try and field some tough plays at first base. And a couple of backwards Ks in the book at the plate. 0 for 2. 1 ball, no strikes on Holick. A first pitch breaking ball down and away. Holick the last hope to try and extend this ball game to 1-0. Swing and a miss. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Our Pioneer Bank and Trust post game show coming up right after this game. The 1-1 misses high. 2 balls and a strike. Al Lloyd shrugs his shoulder, a deep breath, and into the line. The 2-1 swing on and missed. 2s across the board now, and the Hardhats down into their final strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 2 gone. Into the wind and the 2-2. A low blooper, right field corner, and that one drops foul. In the field of play, but foul. Long run in right field for Carson Fahey. Just unable to catch up to it. Solid contact that time from Holick, though. Another 2-2, Hell Lloyd. Winds kick, steals in the 2-2 bouncer right side. Second baseman Larson fires the first in time, out number 3. And Jake Hell Lloyd has no hit. The post 22 Hardhats. And Mitchell with the victory, 13-0 over Rapid City. We'll be back in 30 seconds for our Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome to the Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show. Pioneer Bank and Trust is proud to support local sports, and they want to be your trusted partner for all your banking needs. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local. Visit pioneerbankandtrust.com. The Hardhats following this one, a drastically different ball game than the first 3 that the Hardhats played here at the Veterans Classic, and they fall 13-0 in 6 innings. Against Mitchell, post 18. Gets a masterful performance on the mound from Jake Hell Lloyd. Ends up no-hitting the post 22 Hardhats. And just unspeakable. I'm speechless as to what I just watched Jake Hell Lloyd do against this Hardhats lineup. Winners of their last 8, and now that win streak has been snapped. And the Hardhats 3-1 heading into the final day of this Veterans Classic, and we'll see who they will face tomorrow. Make sure to keep an eye on the Hardhats social media accounts for exactly the time and opponent for tomorrow. My guess would be the Hardhats will play the final game here at Fitzgerald Stadium at 3:30 approximately, but they do not know their opponent just yet. Quick rundown of the line score. 1 run in the 3rd inning for post 18 after a scoreless first 2. Then things broke open in the 4th. 6 runs in the 4th, 6 runs in the 6th. Hardhats with 0s across their line. No hits, no runs, 4 errors defensively, and that'll be a talking point for Coach Torvey and the entire coaching staff of the Hardhats. Those 4 errors. And they were also no hit in this ball game, and they faced a tough pitcher. And give Jake Helloyd a lot of credit in this ball game. He was dealing. He ended up with 12 strikeouts in this ball game. And that leads us into today's player of the game, sponsored by Claiborne Lowson Sabres. Whether there's divorce, injury, or a business dispute, when you need someone to step up for you, the law office at Claiborne Lowson Sabres is always ready. Just Google Claiborne Lowson Sabres in Rapid City. And usually our Claiborne Lowson Sabres player of the game, regardless of a win or loss for the Hardhats, is a hard hat. But I got to give it to Jake Helloyd. Just a great performance on the mound, a no-hitter, and 12 strikeouts. His final line score, just video game-like numbers. 6 innings, no hits, no runs, 12 strikeouts, just 3 walks. And an error defensively for Mitchell. So 4 base runners allowed by Jake Helloyd. And he is Claiborne Lowson Sabres player of the game. Once again, folks, keep an eye on the social media accounts for the Hardhats and Post 22 Baseball as they await their opponent for tomorrow, and we'll get that information up as quickly as possible as the Hardhats try and rebound on the final day here at the Veterans Classic. Until then, my name is Adam Birch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.